Never mind the ASML said they still have huge demand when it comes to chips for artificial intelligence. Money managers just sold everything, including Nvidia, even though Nvidia is the quintessential AI chip maker and there's tremendous demand for the machines that make the equipment for Taiwan Semi, which therefore makes it for Nvidia. Given that Nvidia is the most important stock in this market, as you know from the top of the show, well, we got to take a hard look at the weekly chart because Inskip, she mostly likes what she sees here. And what she sees is a bullish backdrop. Specifically, this stock's been forming what's known as a bullish consolidation pattern. You can see it. That means it's kind of like coming together, all right? When I first started this segment, I didn't understand bullish consolidation until I noticed that they always seem to be coming together like this. Bullish consolidation. By digesting its gains for the past couple of years, and once it's finished digesting, well, guess what? You tend to see a cluster going like that, and once those almost cross or get near it, that's when it starts going higher. Bullish consolidation. See, after a huge decline in July and early August, another pullback in early September, Nvidia's been working its way higher again, making a series of higher lows along the way. However, it still hasn't taken out that high from June 20th. When Inskip sees this kind of action, it makes her think Nvidia can have a huge bullish breakout as long as it closes above the June high. Basically, if this currently $135 stock can make a close above $140.76, then she sees tremendous upside here. And the pattern looking real good. Inskip points out that Nvidia's got a nice floor support just under 120. Okay, so you see that. That's the 13-week moving average. If it can break out above $140.76, how high can it go? All right, we're going to use Fibonacci numbers now. That's an ancient, medieval Italian mathematician. She thinks it can go to 127. It's almost embarrassing to say, but I'll just put it right there. She thinks it goes to 177. At 177, it would be by far the world's largest company unless Apple could keep lockstep with it. I don't even have the ability to show you where it is. 177 is like somewhere up here, and when I used to be taller, it would be no problem. Don't get old.
Most investors were surprised by how much Nvidia had grown during the previous 3 years. Like its tech counterparts, the stock saw a sell-off over the majority of 2022. However, as demand for its top artificial intelligence, AI, processors increased, the company, once best known for gaming and graphics processing units, saw an unheard-of boom. Over the previous 3 years, Nvidia's stock increased by over 560%, even after accounting for the 2022 decline. What will happen to the semiconductor stock over the next 3 years may be the issue now, given that enormous increase. When a firm has reached the top of its industry, as Nvidia has, it might be difficult to predict where it will go next. Nvidia is the industry leader, and despite all the hype of AI accelerators from AMD, Qualcomm, and others, it is unlikely that rival products will overtake it anytime soon. It is speculative to forecast the state of the AI accelerator market in 3 years. However, watchers are aware that 88% of Nvidia's revenue currently comes from the data center business, which creates AI accelerators. 3 years ago, it wasn't even Nvidia's biggest source of income. Competition is also increasing. In 2025, AMD intends to launch the MI325X accelerator during the first quarter. The Blackwell accelerator from Nvidia, which is anticipated to be released this quarter, nonetheless comes out before of that. Nevertheless, Oracle decided to use AMD CPUs to run the most recent instance of the OCI compute supercluster. Additionally, AMD has disclosed that OpenAI, Microsoft, and Meta platforms have occasionally utilized their AI GPUs. However, according to some estimates, Nvidia still holds up to 90% of the market for AI chips. Furthermore, Nvidia's QBA programming language retains a larger user base within its ecosystem, which is likely to strengthen its position as other businesses vie for market share in the AI chip sector. Because of this information, Nvidia's stock has skyrocketed. Indeed, compared to the same period in fiscal 2024, revenue for the first half of fiscal 2025 increased by 171% to $56 billion. However, if sales continue to rise, growth will be much slower because such growth rates are unlikely to be sustainable. If one looks past the surface, Nvidia faces other difficulties. given that Nvidia's net income increased 284% in the first half of fiscal 2025 compared to the same period the previous year. Its recent price-to-earnings P/E ratio of 62 may seem low. The earnings ratio may still look modest, even though experts predict only 43% profit growth in fiscal 2026. However, even the most risk-tolerant investors may be put off by other valuation indicators. AMD's sales multiple of less than 11 is about tripled by the current price-to-sales P/S ratio of about 34. Furthermore, with a price-to-book value ratio of less than 5, Nvidia is far higher than AMD, trading at an incredible 56 times its book value. Investors may therefore begin to wonder if Nvidia stock is still worth its premium as sales growth slows. That might put a lot of strain on Nvidia's stock, perhaps more than it can handle in the ensuing 3 years.
People that you talk to, there's a tremendous amount of bullish options activity around Nvidia going out into the spring of 2025. Give me some more specifics on that, and then we can kick this around the table. But I find this interesting, and I think all of you will too.
So I'm a cash equities guy. I'm not in the options market, but a lot of people I talk to are. Was talking to my friend Joe Fahmy, who's on the network a lot, and Joe is looking at something that you really don't see very often. Here you have the second largest market cap company in the world, basically trading at an all-time record high, and you see monster call buying at the March strikes from like 150 all the way up to 189. We're talking about thousands and thousands of contracts. This is not retail money. This is obviously somebody very sophisticated or somebody very insane, but they are betting big on continued record highs out into earnings.
Investors may find it difficult to hold on to Nvidia's stock if business conditions push the market to accept a projected slowdown in growth over the next 3 years. In fact, Nvidia is probably going to continue to dominate the highly profitable AI processor market. For investors who intend to stay onto Nvidia stock for 5 years or longer, this should suggest that the company will continue to be profitable. Regretfully, the company's triple-digit revenue growth is probably coming to an end due to increased competition, and it already looks like its net income will decelerate to double-digit levels. Its price-to-book ratio and sales multiple also suggest significant overvaluation. As its stock adjusts to an impending downturn, Nvidia may experience a slowdown in the near future and even over the course of 3 years. According to a recent Bloomberg article, the United States may place restrictions on the sale of sophisticated artificial intelligence, AI, chips to some Middle Eastern nations. ASML, a manufacturer of semiconductor manufacturing equipment, reduced its 2025 guide. Most people thought both were terrible news for Nvidia. Is the massive multi-year run for Nvidia almost over? Not in my opinion. Rather, I believe that by 2025, Nvidia's stock price may reach $175. In order to reach $175 next year, Nvidia's stock would need to increase by 30%. There are 3 main reasons why I think this gain is possible. First, it seems impossible to stop the trend toward faster computing. Any negative effects on Nvidia caused by restrictions on delivering cutting-edge AI processors to certain Middle Eastern nations should be readily offset by this trend. Just 6.5% of the company's total revenue in the first half of 2024 came from nations other than the United States, Singapore, Taiwan, and China. Only a fraction of that amount comes from the Middle East. However, what about ASML's less optimistic outlook? More than anything else, I assume it has to do with overcapacity at chip manufacturing. The demand for chips may not necessarily diminish in tandem with a decline in the demand for chip-making equipment. Secondly, Blackwell is on the way. Jensen Huang, the CEO of Nvidia, told CNBC that the demand for their new GPU platform is insane. During a discussion with Nvidia's management, Morgan Stanley discovered that Blackwell for the next year, GPUs are already sold out. Huang has already stated that Blackwell might be Nvidia's most successful product ever. I believe he might be correct. I anticipate that the stock will increase as Nvidia starts to release Blackwell sales figures in the upcoming quarters. Third, sometime next year, NVIDIA is expected to reveal its upcoming AI chip generation. The stock may rise as a result of investors' enthusiasm for the next significant GPU development, even if the business doesn't start shipping these chips until the end of 2025 or even early 2026. If you want to keep up with NVIDIA's latest updates and keep up with the stock market latest news, you can subscribe to our investing tutorial channel as we post daily updates about the biggest changes and catalysts in the market. So click the subscribe button if you don't want to miss the newest market updates. Now back to today's video.
Don't get old. All right, anyway. However, she says NVIDIA needs a catalyst to jump that 140-hour hurdle. As long as it can keep going higher, inching its way higher, then what's going to happen is we're going to get the moving average convergence divergence line, or the MACD, important momentum indicator. When the black line crosses above the yellow line, look how close we are. That's one of the most reliable buy triggers in the business. It's also my favorite, just so you know, because I love MACD. I learned MACD in '88. Inscape says to look for consistently higher weekly closes, because as long as the stock keeps making higher lows, that MACD crossover, well, it's going to happen. And that matters, because according to Inscape, NVIDIA is the key to
NVIDIA's remarkable two-year rally has been propelled by artificial intelligence, AI, which is not surprising given that the multi-billion-dollar market for AI accelerators has opened up a new growth avenue for the company due to the increasing adoption of this technology. More significantly, because of its technological edge, NVIDIA has made a name for itself as the industry leader in AI processors, with a market share of over 85%. It is unlikely to relinquish this position to competitors anytime soon. It is therefore not surprised that analysts anticipate that NVIDIA's data center business would expand at an impressive rate over the next years and significantly enhance the firm. But in the gaming industry, NVIDIA has been destroying its competitors. We'll now examine how gaming and personal computers, PCs, are expected to open up yet another profitable development area for this industry titan. According to market research firm John Petty Research, NVIDIA holds a commanding 88% of the market for discrete graphics cards used in personal computers, with advanced micro devices holding the remaining share. The second quarter of 2024 saw a strong 48% year-over-year increase in the market for discrete PC graphics cards, and it's important to note that NVIDIA's shipments increased at a faster rate of 62% compared to the same period the previous year. In the second quarter of 2024, NVIDIA overtook AMD in the discrete GPU market, despite AMD's shipments remaining unchanged from the previous year. Since the introduction of AI is predicted to boost demand for PC graphics cards, NVIDIA's remarkable rise in market share will benefit the company's long-term prospects. During its August earnings conference call, NVIDIA management noted that its RTX class of PC graphics cards is already sufficiently enough to handle workloads related to artificial intelligence. CFO Colette Kress claims that every computer with RTX is an AI computer. There are currently more than 200 RTX AI laptops made by top PC manufacturers, and RTX PCs can give up to 1,300 AI toppers. With 100 million devices installed and 600 AI-powered apps and games, RTX is poised to transform consumer experiences with generative AI. According to market research firm Canalys, sales of PCs with AI capabilities are expected to increase at a rate of 44% each year until 2028. According to the researcher, 205 million AI-enabled PCs may be deployed by 2028, which presents NVIDIA with a significant chance to grow its installed user base. The reason for this is that graphics processing units, GPUs, are the preferred chips for AI workloads because of their enormous computing power and capacity to do large numbers of calculations in parallel. According to NVIDIA, when compared to PCs without an RTX GPU, its RTX 40 series PC graphics cards can create images 13 times faster and train AI models 30 times faster. The secular expansion of the AI PC market should therefore ideally present NVIDIA with a favorable addressable opportunity as well. In the second quarter of fiscal 2025, NVIDIA's second largest income stream was gaming. This business generated $2.9 billion in revenue for the corporation, a 16% increase from the previous year. Investors should be aware that the AI PC market is still in its infancy, as only 48 million units are anticipated to be shipped this year, even if it was far less than the data center segment's 154% year-over-year growth. Therefore, the increase in Nvidia's addressable graphics card market due to the rising demand for AI PCs may help the company's gaming division expand more quickly in the future. According to market research firm Technavio, the gaming GPU industry might grow by $49 billion at a 21% annual pace between 2023 and 2028. Because of its strong market share, Nvidia is well positioned to take advantage of this chance for additional revenue development and add to the remarkable success it is already seeing in the data center industry. So what does this really mean for Nvidia's stock? Let's find out. But first, if you made it this far into the video, thank you. These videos take a lot of effort and time to make, so if you enjoyed them, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. This goes a long way in helping us grow.